Oh, you're a voice actor. So's everyone else. Oh, you have a mic and interface. So's everyone else. Thanks to me. But look, whether you drop 200 or 2,000, no one wants to hear weak recording technique. That's just how it is. Where you put the mic, what you put around it, and how loud the interface sound, and all go into a clear recording free of complaints from your engineer. Although if you have your own engineer, you don't need this video. Picking a pattern, building a booth, whichever you choose. Watch this goddamn video before you screw it up. Knowing gear is great. Knowing where to get it cheap, even better. Actually knowing how to use the gear is the only thing validating the first two. Like I said before, the main parts of an audio setup for voiceover are interface, mic, and the room around you. And those three things I'm going to tackle in order of importance. Which lacking attribute will the listener hear first? Believe it or not, room first, signal processing second, and mic third. Yes, in most voice recording situations, the XLR device turning sound waves into electrical energy can be saved if your other factors check out. Still make sure you buy a solid mic, but when I see actors talking gear, it's always microphone A, microphone B. Never, hey, I'm cranking a warm signal and my A to D so good it sounds like tape in the 80s. So back to basics. Room, environment, that comes first. Ironically enough, the biggest difference maker a mixer will hear is the cheapest to fix. But sometimes it's a little more complex than throwing up mattress pads or the cheaper option moving blankets. It's a little more complex than standing in a closet, and here's the explanation. When you speak into a mic, that sound wave's coming out of your mouth, like a shotgun with rubber pellets. Your goal as the recordist is to catch those waves once and only once without unnecessary reflections.
Great food, great fun, and more at the Tops Bazooka Basketball Factory.
So of course the first place you would go is throwing cloth on your bare walls, sometimes the ceiling. The average person without training or education could tell you that echoes don't bounce as well on diffuse surfaces. What they don't realize is a mattress pad doesn't automatically eat away sound waves colliding with it. It'll just lessen it like a racquetball bouncing on a carpet. Taking your mic into an empty closet with the same walls as your echoey bedroom is only making the problem worse because you're closer to the echo source, thus making the problem louder.
Great food, great fun, and more at the Tops Bazooka Basketball Factory in my closet.
Deliberately stuffing your small closet full of blankets isn't the be-all end-all solution, because if the mic's too close to the walls of a small room, it'll pick up those dampened reflections.
And keep in mind, it won't always sound like a cavernous trail-off. Sometimes it could just be an annoying overflow of frequencies in a given range.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Garbage Factory.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Garbage Factory. Can you EQ a bad recording? Maybe. But no amount of EQ will ever outfix a naturally good recording. Now, when I said your voice is like a shotgun with rubber pellets, when those additional sound waves bounce off one untreated wall, they don't just stop at one. It'll keep going back and forth until the energy's dispersed. So those little dumb porta booths and cardboard boxes full of foam aren't doing much in your bathroom-sounding bedroom. The reflections are creeping in the same hole you're talking into. This isn't to say all reverb needs to go, a just slightly wet signal is preferable. But if any reflections are in your recording space, you want to make sure they're coming back into the mic in a natural, non-abrasive way, right? Okay. I can't give a precise example of what'll work with your given room. Only thing I've really been able to tell you with this video is what won't work. Take what you're hearing into account and apply it to your situation. Further down the chain is signal processing. Your preamp, interface, whatever other gear your mic runs through till it's ones and zeros on your PC. Another bit of technique involving this is gain staging, both relative to peaking and controlling the self-noise of your devices. Telling someone new to audio interfaces to lower their gain to not peak usually results in them setting their gain low all the time, and that's not good. The goal is making sure your input is recorded as loud as possible before peaking. Have your gain set for a scream and whisper, that's going to be really quiet. First place people go is, oh, I'll boost it in post, but boost it too much and you start hearing the digital noise floor or white noise.
I'm a proud Tony's Pizza supporter.
So you're fine and set if you're using a condenser microphone, which always produces a pretty loud signal. For dynamic and ribbons, you'll get to a level on your physical gain where you're hearing white noise no matter what, and that would be the self-noise of your preamp. Any device, interface preamp, or preamp is gonna exhibit this problem in varying degrees, usually when it's cranked towards the top. The remedies around this could be buying a better preamp. Set the gain on your interface to 0 and let the dedicated device do the heavy lifting. You might not have the cash for a whole preamp, so take a look at a portable inline preamp like the Cloudlifter CL1 or Triton Fethead, promising like 20 decibels of clean, noiseless gain. If business is good and you're running into cash, maybe take a look at better interfaces instead of better microphones. The most audible difference between 100 and 1000 is the analog to digital converter. Processing electrical energy into digital information is way easier said than done, which is why if it's done right, that product's pricey. On cheaper interfaces, you can can really hear the lack of bandwidth. The low end is thinner, chest resonance doesn't sound as airy, sibilant S and T sounds come out harsh and blocky. In a way, this box could be your biggest bottleneck when searching for a better sound. Own a Pod Studio or an audio box? You're not just done there if you want industry sound. If a $100 interface was all the digital recording world had to offer, Migos would still be recording on tape. A lot of people are under the impression digital is better quality, when in reality, it's just way easier. High quality analog is the absolute. You pay a lot for a good A to D for the ease of digital with analog-ish level sound. Nowadays, it's pretty hard to find a major studio album recorded primarily on reel-to-reel. This means digital audio technology is at a great point if you pay for it, as opposed to something like digital cinema, where things like highlight roll-off, color science, data optimization have yet to be perfected, which is why a healthy percentage of modern motion pictures are still shot on celluloid. You don't want it to sound like a recording. You want it to sound like sound. Before I get back to the microphones, we need to quickly address pop filters. You do not need one. Stop falling for Amazon's favorite $20 scam. These were invented for multiple reasons that have multiple uses more crucial than blocking P&T sounds. Pop filters were introduced back when the only thing you could record an album on was a ribbon microphone. You wanted the life of the expensive and fragile ribbon inside to last as long as possible. People put filters around the mics to keep spit from getting on them, as well as bursts of air to save the ribbon itself. Plosives getting decreased was only a byproduct. As time went on, engineers realized the placement of this filter could work to their favor in other ways, like dictating how close the talent could stand from the mic. This got increasingly useful as condenser microphones with more proximity effect were becoming the go-to option for studio vocalists. Making a performer learn and maintain proper mic technique is a lot harder than sticking nylon in front of their face. Some keep it out of tradition, others keep it in their studio because it looks professional. That's not a joke. Impressing clients is a part of the business. Sit close enough and put a whole lot of energy into a take and you will still get plosives with your pop filter.
My pickled parents don't like my toilet paper, pals.
Here's the mic. It's a very nice mic. Pop filter.
No.
To prevent peas from popping.
Stupid.
Here's script.
Stupid. Dumb. So how do you stop P&T sounds? Talk how you'd normally talk. Just place the mic at a similar distance, pointed at your mouth, but out of the line of air from those P&T sounds.
That's totally Patrick Beverly. That's totally Patrick Beverly. That's totally Patrick Beverly.
For microphones and how to pick one for your situation, Polar Pattern can bail you out in a tricky room. The standard voiceover mic someone will pick is a cardioid pickup pattern, only hears from the front. Design of these can still have sound bleed in through the back though. If your room has a little too much reverb, try out a super cardioid condenser stage mic. Your low end can sound a little less robust, but the handheld design and stricter polarity results in less undesired noises bleeding in. Check out the KMS 105, 104, RE510, Shure SM86, Beta 87A, or AKG C7. Master all that, every bit, and the files you're delivering to directors will come with that extra ounce of professionalism, leading to more roles coming your way. Though getting that initial role off an audition or reel could need an extra punch to your sound. That's where compression and EQ come in. A loud sound with bright response can really convince the listener why you're the best talent for the job. EQing without knowing what you're doing can lead to abysmal results. So where would you learn? Right here, I'm selling sound mixing workshops, $80 for one-on-one education for as long as you need. Includes additional tips and resources you cannot get from a YouTube video. I also teach cinematography, voice directing, joke writing, whatever you see, I can teach. Link in the description for more details. You can also email me here. Is it really worth it? Well, apparently yes, because you made it this far through the video. $80, get out the dark and learn the art.